Hello and welcome to the Intuitive Messenger channel. I am Mitchell, your Intuitive Messenger, and it is Thursday, July 18th, 2013, and this is your energy forecast for today, which is an 18-day, which in our tarot cards is the moon card. So that is heightened intuition, better connection to the other side. It also can be sometimes distractions, being caught up in the gazing of the moon and not seeing what's right in front of you or sneaking up behind you, especially in Rider-Waite. There's always like a little crab behind the two dogs howling at the moon. So be careful what's behind you, especially emotional. It is also a number 22 day if you add all the numbers up, 7, 18, and 2013, which is a master number. So it's a very powerful day in that sense. And it's a number 4, which is Faith card, or the Pope, or Hierophant. So I also want to say, check out David Palmer Astrology. He has his own YouTube channel as well. I know he's giving some great insight what's going on right now. Yesterday I listened to a tiny bit of Christine Northrup on Hay House Radio, and she was just talking about what's going on in the astrological world and how whatever's happening right now hasn't happened since the 60s. And she was paralleling how there's so much change right now, upset, shifts, and, raising of the fists and saying we're not going to take it anymore, which is kind of what happened back in the 60s with the war and the hippie movement and women's voices and just a lot of that stuff. So it was a cool little parallel that I got quite a bit on. I want to talk about dreams for just a brief moment, only because I had two very vivid, very powerful ones. And I'm going to tell you about them, and then I'm going to say what I feel they are in all my study and in my intuiting of the dreams. Not necessarily interpreting them, because I don't feel like there needs to be an interpretation for them. So one dream, I was in almost like a banquet area, and it's funny because I had on my headset, which I use in the desk behind me for my Blog Talk radio shows. So it was almost like I was reporting or just there as a witness, and I knew intuitively that we were being captured, commanded. There was a coup. There was forces coming into this convention. The feeling was it was a normal thing that we were there, but they were not happy with it. And it was like there were two separate rooms, and I knew, and the interesting thing was I believe that spirit and any being on the other side uses whatever we have in our brain as information, because the funny thing was, I don't know if you know the Property Brothers on HGTV, but that's kind of the image, because I knew they were twins, and one went to one room and one came into our room, and I know that they're tall twins. So this guy was he was almost 7 foot tall, even though that's not what the Property Brothers are. Jonathan and Drew, I do know who they are. So they came in, and it was one of those things where I knew we were being taken hostage, taken prisoners. We were pushed off into corners, and I remember one of the handlers of the lead guy, and the lead guy, I knew his father was a powerful man, felt like oil, felt like money, but he was an insurance person. So it was almost like that was the cover-up for what he really did. But one of his handlers, one of his guys, looked at me and gave me this knowing look, like, you're okay, don't worry about it. So it was very interesting. I almost felt like I was on the inside of it, or I was just going to be protected. And then the other dream, and I'll talk about them, but the other dream was I was almost like some sort of a doctor or nurse or social worker checking on this tiny little dark-skinned boy who was having, genital issues and heart stuff, and one leg looked like it could be turned around. Well, in the talking and the intuiting, I finally found either the father or the caretaker was manipulating the boy's body to make it look awkward, to get either sympathy or to get different insurances or signed up on health welfare or something like that. So it was just an interesting moment. And the reason I share those dreams with you is because I believe I was A, out of my body, B, in these places physically, or just soulfully, if you will. I feel like part of my soul, maybe if you look at your soul as like a higher collective, and then little parts come down and be you, and another part comes down and be and is somebody else in the world or time. Because out of the body, I believe there's no time, and we can be in multiple places at the same time. Since there isn't time, like parallel lives, that sits with my belief system a little bit more. So it just was interesting because I was still like majority of me there, conscious, asking questions, from my brain set, but I was not the same person. So just, whether it's astral projection, travel, I don't know what you want to call it. I think a lot of these terms are, again, just for our little human brain, physical brain, to be able to process it all. I just know that I was in two different places, or I was in different places last night when my body was asleep and my soul was still doing some work. So I believe there was healing and protection and fighting and just all kinds of powerful stuff going on last night. And I actually woke up pretty rested today, which is good. So remember those powerful dreams, and that was fun. I know many of you dream. You asked about interpretations. Sometimes I believe sometimes it is just your body taking the trash out, just processing stuff that you did that day. Sometimes I believe it's just what I went through, and that is just doing some work while the body is resting, but my soul is still alive and active and kicking because it doesn't sleep, doesn't need to rest. It's just pure energy. Or there is meaning behind it. So, figure out, and I'm sure there are other things that can be as well, but those are the three main things that I have found so far. Sometimes it's just like a good movie and pure entertainment. What's wrong with that? So let me pull a card and we'll go from there. But I just wanted to share that with you. And thank everybody who listened last night on the Blog Talk Radio Show. You can listen to the archive version now. You can go to my Facebook page and see that. Or if you go to my website, www.intuitivemessenger.org, it's down below in the comments. You can hear the archive version as well. So, card for today, Knight of Coins. So, in my deck, this deck that Cyril Marchetti has made, he does not include a person in the knight. I've said this before, almost every time a knight comes up. He just includes the helmet, the crest, the seal. We know by looking at this helmet that this knight, this nameless warrior drone knight, reports back to the kingdom of coins, the earth kingdom, because coins are the element of earth. This has to do with money, resources, finances, abilities, business, and as you can see, these two powerful horses kind of rallying up here in the middle. This knights are often young, impetuous, quick movers. They don't think a lot. They're just told what to do. Go fight, go attack, rest, sleep, prepare, strengthen yourself. They're just kind of told what to do, being prepared and ready to go at that moment's notice and the command of the king. Today, I feel like this is about young boys, children under the age of 18, and a few of them right at 17, 18. Really listen, pay attention to them, watch over them. If you have an opportunity to say no, not today, I would highly recommend that. Whatever they may ask for. I feel like today is a day of saying no out of tough love. No need to give an explanation. Just say, nope, not today. You got to yesterday, last week, whatever. But I feel like they'll be asking questions, and you just need to say no, not today. And just stand firm with that. And sometimes they just need to hear no. It could be a strong-willed girl as well, not necessarily. So don't get hung up on gender, different sex. When we do readings, a lot of times names, if we say grandmother, it could be great-great-grandmother. It could be someone who acted like a grandmother. So don't get hung up on a lot of that stuff when any psychic does readings for you. And also, when a psychic is reading and interpreting, trust your own instinct as well. Sometimes I will just say, that resonates with me. What you're saying doesn't necessarily make sense, but the overall energy of it sits with me very well. Because a lot of times that's all I'm doing is transferring the energy up here to the energy to you. And the words I use may not make sense, but the energy, and feeling does. So anyway, enjoy this day. It's a good day to say no to those that you love, that you're kind of put in there. So I hope that works for you. Let's see what's going on. This Sunday night, 8 p.m., Cosmic Caffeine, Jamie, me, Evan, and the gang. Next week, my Blog Talk Radio show will be on Thursday night, just one time, because I had a prior engagement before I started this that I had to shift. Virtual lab, I will be doing just learning and developing basic intuitive development, and that is on August the 6th. You can find that also on my website. And if you missed the virtual lab, my first one I did on Tuesday night, you can buy the archive. See that also on my website. And it's a real cool video. You don't get to interact because it's recorded, but it's a video. The questions come from the chat room. I reiterate them, and you get a great learning through it. It worked out really well. I'm very pleased with the professionalism of the platform called anymeeting.com. So you can find that at my website. Have a wonderful day. I say to you, namaste. Continue to love life and enjoy every moment and choose the highest vibration every time you hit a crossroad or a place to make a decision. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.